Earlier this week, I promised you a little video on how to quickly and easily synchronize your images in Lightroom when you're working with two camera bodies or more. So here's how to do it. My husband and I always work together on most of our contracts, and we both work with two cameras. So when you have your images loaded, this is a maternity session we did in Quebec City a few days ago. What you'll want to do is have all of your images loaded in one folder. Then you're going to want to go to your metadata little tab here. If you do not see,
It's 12:30.
sorry, and it will appear. So when you click on it, you will be able to see specific to what I like to see in my folders. So I have created mine, but you may see the default columns. So regardless of that, you can always update your columns and make them what you want. So me, I have them so I can see all of the bodies we work with, and so it's easier to see. The first step, you need to identify the target image that you want to use for the time setting. Ideally, you want to set all of your camera bodies at the same time before you start shooting. We always forget to do it. The other option is if you forget to do it, at some point during the shoot, if you say, oh, we forgot to set our camera time, let's take a reference shot. So it could be your shoes, could be take a photo of a cell phone with the time on it to use as a reference later to use. Or if you don't, well, you just do as we do right here, and you do it later in post-production. So when you find the image, these are the first series. They were just test shot, testing the light, starting to get to know our clients. I'm going to use this one. It's a photo from one of my Canon camera. My husband works with Fuji, so you want to use one camera, one image that you know you both have images from the same series. Then you have to be in the library module in order to do this. So in the library module, when you have identified the image you want to use as your reference, you're going to go down, look for the metadata, and you're going to look for this section here that says date, time, original. This gives you the exact time the photo was captured. You will want to take a piece of paper and write down this time, because this is going to be our reference stamp that we're going to use to change the time for the other bodies. Once you have that time down, now we're going to go and look for an image from another body that we know was done at around the same time. So in this case, it would be this one. And as we can see, this one was done at 1:19. So what we will do, I will take this image, I will highlight all the images from this camera while keeping this target image, because we're going to start the time selection change starting from this image to adjust everything else. We're going to do Command A to select all of the other images, but keeping this one. See how it's a little lighter? Edit capture time. And here, what we're going to do, we're going to adjust the time. The time is very similar because I just did these steps for the French tutorial. But just to show you I'm going to show you the same steps. So our original capture time was 1:19:02, which was a 2-minute difference from what I had in my camera reference image, which was 1:21:56. So when we are in the capture time by date, body is the wrong date, you will adjust here as well. So here, originally my time was at 1:19. So you want, when you adjust the time of a photo series to make your bodies match, you will make sure that you change it to the same minute, and then you're together. So my initial time of the target was 1:21:56 seconds. So that's why I changed it to 1 p.m. 21 minute and 57. And once you have adjusted the time, you do change all, and then your photos, they all adjust automatically. If I go back to see all my cameras, I see that my photos, they have all adjusted. They are all nicely intertwined between my Canon cameras and his food laid out. But sometimes you will notice that some images have not intertwined properly because I had moved on to something else and his Siri was still in this shot. So that can complicate sometimes a few things. So what you can do, you can just go back, like I want these two images to fit with this one. So I would go here, highlight this one, look up at the metadata right here, because now that once you adjust the time once, the time will be different here because we made modifications. So we want to go back to edit capture time, and we see that it's 1:22:17, and I want these two to go with it. So I need to check the time. Will do. I will highlight these two, and I will do metadata, edit capture time, 1:22:18 seconds, change all, and now they moved back to follow the series. So there we go. So it's as simple as that. When it comes time to change the capture time, you have to make sure to find the one image that will be your reference, and then move the other one, start from the other one that is in the right series, and move it that time to a second later. And if you need to do some little adjustments, you just find where it should continue and adjust those images so they can nicely blend together. I hope that was helpful to you. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask them on the group or in the comments, and I will be more than happy to give you a hand. Have a nice